Morning. How are you, my people? It's a Tuesday. It's a market Tuesday, and something triggered me, and I thought, why don't we talk a bit about this? Omni Wambiambi, Mugalasi Joshua Mixed Farm, to see me Eddie. It's market Tuesday. So you tell us about your business. You tell us about your products and services. You tell us about where to find your prices. Zenga Arthur, I do pre-purchase inspection. I sell car trackers. I sell car alarms. Yes, and then I have Android radios. Yes, so if you want to support, that's one way to support. You can, if you don't want to pay for pre-purchase inspection, you can get value for your money by purchasing a tracker. If the tracker is something you don't need in your car, or if perhaps you already have a tracker, then you can buy an Android radio. Well, if you want to secure your car temporarily from thieves that want to take car parts, you could buy a car alarm. Yes, and and then if you don't want to pay for all those things and you just want to talk to me on phone, you can pay me like a 50k and we chat a little bit about cars. Kosa mujiraba bwera biko bulungi. Bagifuwa naye buutu eganye ne engine efuwa. Iyo kosa jola kulabika kwayo bulungi. Labika bulungi yo. Yeah, it looks really nice. Baka kola bulungi. For the guys that don't know, ejibaita kosa super. Kosa super. But me, I don't like Cosas. I don't know why. I just don't like Cosas. First of all, the Cosa is a very small car. Interior yako kale bweroba nali bigumi. When you sit inside the car and it's comfortable, you can ignore the exterior, which take it. But and you know, I would rather drive a Paso than drive a Cosa. The Cosa, and I've had a number of friends drive Cosas, and they were okay with them. Let me see. A lecturer from MOOC, when I was in third year, I've got Cosa super. Then I had a friend of mine, he was here below me. I've got Cosa, the old model. I think I've known like 3 people to own Cosas, and for them, they didn't really have a problem with the Cosa. Yeah. Gitwalira emmotoka omusajja amuyita Jamiru wali ebwayise ezo buutu abitegeera nzigizigi ezo tagikola n'agiddamu. The only thing he does is doors and boots, and he doesn't like do panel beating, no, he just timing ya buutu kufulu bichi oli omusajja amanyi byakola. Antonio Random Things, good morning. Nathan, good morning. Wabuyi Nelson, good morning. Hey, you guys, how did you sleep? You slept well? I also slept well. I did not want to actually wake up. So today I'm alone in the car, and that's why I'm late. I can be late if I don't have to drop my kids to school. I could actually be late. But I always have a broadcast, and the broadcast is the one thing that keeps me on my toes. So I have to wake up and have this broadcast. So guys, I want us to, I know, but still this is not Matuka, Antonio, this is Kawanda. Yeah, but it has been long though. I think one of these days I should start the broadcast from Matuka, so that we see proper. We're exploring, but that's Kawanda. You know, we have a beautiful country, you know that, right? And so yesterday I talked to a relative of mine, and this relative of mine was telling me how 2 of his daughters have left the country. They left the country some time ago, and so and as we were conversing, and something came up, and where we were contemplating, bagende, Uganda ntisoboka wabasobola okugifuma agigendemu. I also said the same, and that got me thinking, guys. Tukoze tutya to market our country to our nationals. how do we make this country attractive to the nationals? Yeah, how? And then still yesterday, in one of the WhatsApp groups, Jendibo, you have a small business owners. One of the guys, yabadde Luzira from Thursday, and bamutadde yesterday. Naye nga tebamusibye nti alina omusango. Land Wrangle, he bought a plot in 2022. One year's of plot z'endagaano yagula 40 by 60, and then I think someone powerful wanted that place. It gave that person access to his home. Oli yali yagula plot nga talina kkubo. So this plot is the one piece he needs to get to have access to his home. So ono guy najja namugamba gwe plot eno wagiguze naye wagiguze mu bukyamu nze nagigula dda. That's in 2022, and the guy thought, this guy is joking. Fast forward 2024, they picked him up on Thursday na agenda paka Luzira. Nga talina musango, talina file, talina what. And he was in Luzira from Friday. Nga bw'abantu bwe bajjayo bamugamba naye mutabani akapuloti ako lwaki tokalese ojja kufiira bwereere tabani. And I think eventually he was released yesterday. And when he came out, he was feeling, but he said how the last time he cried was in he last cried in 2011. He last cried in 2011. But because of what happened to him, being arrested and all, he cried again. And that got me thinking. A story like that. He gave up on the land, of course. He gave up on the land. Yagambye akakaploti yakagula $2.25 kali eyo mutumbi. Nagamba naye kati akaploti nkavuddeko. And I was thinking to myself, a story like this person might give up on the plot najesonyiwa gwe n'ogitwala okitegeera without you paying for it, because teyamusasudde, because people are telling him in the group, why don't you just sell the plot to that person? Okivem, and the guy was saying tayagala kugigula, guy ayagala gitwala kibuli okitegeera, singa ayagala kugigula nali muwadde ne bwe yali mpadde sente zange ze nasaamu nali muwadde n'enkita, because the guy was saying, you know what, on buying that plot, a friend of mine called me in 2022. He told me about the plot, and then he was telling me he had some money on the bank. He got that money, sold his room. But like a week after buying the plot, then because the owner, like, you know how a grandfather can die, and then this neighbor of theirs is saying, you know what, is a plot somewhere. And then they were saying in Dagano. So I was thinking, this story but do you know how many people bo affecting bo mazemu amaanyi mu ggwanga lyabwe okitegeera? And then I was thinking to myself, when nagasse ne bano my relatives abagenze ebweru, one of them took the entire family and ne bagenda, they are in the UK now. The entire family left, and then of course one of them went for masters. Owa masters yajja kudda, yinza okudda, sijja gamba nti ajja kudda, yinza oba yagenze nga tajja kudda. Then oli omulala yatutte the entire family, so it means oli yatutte family yonna ayinza obutadda forever and ever and ever. And I would actually be in support of them. Kuba omuntu astukiro gakantu ali family yange ngenze okitegeera. Good morning Arthur, I'm here with a friend naye ambuuzizaako ku bbeeyi ya town S ekozeeko. Exact thing he always say, at least agule kanta. Today I've got a privilege of being live. Starch wamuzeemu bulungi town S agireke, because a good town S will be like 20 million. Kwezo abiri ne bwagatako million nga mukaaga avuna kant oba elephant nungi. Those cars will do him will do a better job, will lift more things than even a what than a town S, you get. So tell him to just do that. Omwadde advice nungi. mwadde advice in real life bwe tuba nga tuzze muko obuntu nga toyogedde na broker ayagala ayinayo amanyi tawuni esi gyayagala kukuguza amazima gali nti aguze kanta asinga. Good morning Starch and Travel Life Vlog. So guys, I was thinking to myself, how do we market? First of all, soke to them in the internal structure of a family. How many of you guys, when you go to adulthood, were looking forward to leaving your waka wakutami? Sometimes wakutama because of your father, akube emigo, akubazeke emirembe. Sometimes ne wakutama because of your mom. Agamba gwokuze nnyo, olya emmere yaffe nnyo, sasula rent and all that. Ng'ate no teyava wansi nga akukitegekedde n'atuuka n'okula all of a sudden n'akusuulako amateeka ag'ekkubi. Kino tokikola, kino bakikola, kino tokikola, kino bakikola, kino tokikola, kino bakikola, kino tokikola, kino bakikola. Omuntu nga yoanada. But I found that parents raise their kids ozamosan to high. Parents raise their kids in a certain way and then they expect them to live a certain way. Osanga omuzadde akuza omwana ekyejo okambuto paka ku myaka nga 18 ate n'asuubira ku myaka 2 omwana oyo yeeyisenga gwe bataakoza kyejo. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Nti ku myaka 2 ate yeeyisenga gwe bataakoza kyejo. I find that that's totally impossible. Okitegeera. So how can we, because you guys are future parents, right? How can we be able to market our homes to our families? So that your family members look forward to actually coming or look forward to visiting you, look forward to staying at your home for a long time. I've had an experience where someone was sharing, try office sharing. But you know what? When I was at campus, I used to live at my elder brother's home, and I used to want to be at my elder brother's home because in Uganda wangu and ngadine muchala where they were yali married, and this person used to want to be at their elder brother's home, but all of a sudden their brother's wife, their sister-in-law, started treating them in a funny way. Making them feel like you know guys, you're a burden to us, even when they know for sure they were not burdens because they body and they were working. They would leave home, go to work, come back, and of course, like you know how young people can be, sometimes work is not there. You have a job, then it goes, and then campus. We have been through that. At least majority of us have been through that, and all of a sudden it was clear you guys are a burden, and because they felt like they were a burden, they decided, you know what, I think we should move out of this place and go. Their brother never got to know that it was the sister-in-law, but it was his wife that made these girls go away soon. So he kept asking them, the moment these people got independent, they decided to never go back again. Because of mukazi yabayisa si bulungi ngabalaga their burdens and all that. And then I got thinking, if you are the kind of person that likes people to be around you, you like hosting people, how do you make your home attractive to them? How do you market it to them so that abantu bagala okujja okubeerako ewuwo? I've time and again told you about a relative, which is totally understandable. Now I understand it now that I moved far away from the city. A relative of mine used to tell us, at that time we yali achingamba oba we yali achitugamba, we used to think yematira, but when you grow up you realize that you don't want people to come and bounce kati nze wangi mbasiri yo majority of the time, so you actually have to call me to be there. I remember when nainaka moving Kasangati, an auntie of mine agenda okuzika side zegayaza nali namulagirire wange nagenda. At that time nali sinnabandoza kuwasa mama abani, nagenda nagumba ku gate nga tewali muntu nakonkona okitegeera, nankubira nga ndi ku mulimu. I could not go back home. Nemugakalisenga wankubiddeko okitegeera eh? So when you grow up you actually realize that, you know what, people should be calling you before before they visit you, just in case you're not there. Ebintu by'omu kyalo si bya byakaakati. You know, in the villages, the people used to be in the garden. So the person that would visit, they would go, sit at home and wait for the people that went to the garden. It's no longer like that. Which again, people don't just go to the gardens. People drive 40 kilometers to go to work. Someone driving 40 kilometers to go to work, jamu bwa mukwata obulungi agenda tuka sawa 5. There are times I've gotten home at midnight. But are you going to sit there and wait? And then I think also because people have had bad motives towards other people, people no longer want you to just visit. And also I think it also has to do with the city life where we buy everything. You don't want people visiting you when you're broke, when you don't have money to feed them, because it happens. At least I've seen like every family goes through that phase where they don't have money, and because they don't have money, they don't want to be having visitors. Ojo tuke of no mugenyi. And omugenyi aje nga bantu mulimu kulya kawunga na bijanjalo byamu. Okitegera atagenda atandikoga bali balya kawunga na bijanjalo. You want at least for people to visit nga mubetegekedde nga abagenyere bwe bali badde. But anyway, back to the point, guys. How do we market our homes to our families? Kati mwabazadde abaana, how are you going to make your home attractive to the extent that your son or daughter doesn't want? How do you make your home too warm for the people that live there, to the extent that they don't want to leave, they don't want to go live anywhere else, because you make it too comfy, you make them feel very welcome? How do we have people that I know that lived in homes, not because it's an obligation, but because they love going there? So how are we going to market this to our homes, to our people? And on top of that, how do you think we are going to market our country to the citizens? Because clearly the people that I know of someone that told me, Arthur, nze no nyangiri gye nfuluma gwanga wano bwe ndifuluma sidda ngera akugamba I just don't have the means, nze ne passport nagikolako because bamuyisaamuko bubi. Okitegeera. Someone else shared the story that happened, something that happened to them. And you know that one of the reasons why people hate their country is not because the country is bad, it's because of the people in the country. And majority of the time is because of the people in power. Someone yanyumiza yali atunda masimu makadde kati nasuubula essimu nga nzibe ne bamukwata. We bamukwata ne bawambe essimu zonna ne ziyina empya ne zitaali nzibe ne babiwamba ne babitwala ku poliisi. Bwe babitwala ku poliisi n'akubira eyamusuubuza essimu yo najja ne bamukwata. Bwe bakwata ono eyamusuubuza essimu ye ne bamuta. Wabula bwe bamuta tebamuddiza bintu bye ne babisigaza. Kati nga bw'onookomawo ono n'ebintu bye bagambe jangu obinone, amasimu gaagamu yasanga munnange people in power bagakutte ge bakozesa ne bamuwaako agamu, amala ne bakatagamuddiza ate agenda okutta ng'ate oli gwe baakutte ate baamutadde. Okitegeera kyokka ye nga bamumazizaayo wiiki namba, and that hurt him deeply. Okitegeera. And I was thinking amateeka malungi, yeah, amateeka malungi, but I was also thinking that what if we use the law, what if we use the law to market our country to our citizens? Because you guys, you already realize that we as a country are doing a lot. We are struggling to make sure that we market our country to strangers. Okay, we are struggling to market our country to we are struggling to market our country to people that don't know Uganda. We want to get investors. We want to get tourists, which take it, but we are not trying to retain the people that are already in this country. To make sure that, you know, the citizens themselves. I live in my home, I have my kids, I have my cousins, they live with me. I want them to want to be here. But it mekugenda ng'ebintu bibatamye. Okitegeera. So how do we do it? I know that this broadcast is watched by more people than the guys that are actually live. I know, because there are people that I've met that told me, you know what, I watch your live broadcasts. I watch them afterwards. So probably someone that is in an influential position will watch this. Because when people get into office, these convoys, they stop knowing what is happening on the ground. Right? Because buli muntu gwe banyigiriza taddamu kubyogerako nti bamunyize asirikira bisirikire anti bakunyigiriza okitegeera n'asirika ensi n'emutama n'agifuluma abaana abamu abagenda ebweru abo abagasazeewo n'agenda ku kiro tagendayo because ensi ye tajagala agendayo because bagimutamizza era kati nkola ki wano okitegeera the people that would want to contribute positively to the country nine mutama. You guys remember how Jeke shared the story of his friend Yajja ng'afunye bafanda be. He has come to invest in IT. He has come to invest in IT in Uganda, something that he knew that was needed. We are too kawano. People in offices, the bamusaba enguzi ngesinga ne sente zalina okuinvestinga wano. I don't know if JK is here. And then guy yali avuddeyo ebweru ng'asazeewo azze taddayo azze kuinvestinga on, probably also benefit as a person. Afuuke one of the guys that have contributed to his country, but they frustrated him nga bamusaba enguzi ey'amaanyi. Okitegeera kati oyo he would have been a very good addition to this country. Babi mutamya. Then I was in class in marketing one time, and one person was sharing a friend of hers yajja mu KCCA ngazze kola mu KCCA as to transform the city. Munne bwe yatuuka wano n'amugamba, you know what, KCCA has everything. They have all the plans to make this city, to turn this city into a world-class city. But somehow people don't want it done because kyewe kinaakolebwa bo bajja kuba tebakyalya. Okitegeera. So anyway, how do we market our country to our citizens? Aba bantu bonna be mulaba batambula mu ggwanga. Abamu balyagala eggwanga, abamu lyabadde baagala banoonya bwe bafulumira tebalina mukisa. And of course there are some of us abagumya emitwe nga tukyaliwo because tugumiza mitwe nga tunoonya tulinza akantu akanatugamba go out of this place. Okitegeera. And there are so many people like me nga bakyagumiza mitwe nga wafunira trigger bwati wafunda ekintu ekimpikala nga apasusa agenza olwo takomyewo. Okitegeera. So and there are so many people that are in their homes. Namwe mumanyi batowo bamwe bemuleke wammwe bazadde bammwe naye nga alinze trigger n'agamba banange olunaku lwendifuluma waka wano. Olunaku lwendifuluma waka wano temuliddamu kuwundabako. There are so many people that are like that. Era namwe mwali mukula kyemmanyi namwe mwalimu abamu kummwe bwana olunaku lwendifuluma waka wano temuliddamu kuwundabako. Nja kgenda neepangisirize. I think I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of those guys nze bwe nali wa jjajja navaayo mu bulungi. Lwakubeera bwe navaayo nagamba sijja kudda wano nkuze because a man omusajja bw'afuluma ew'abazadde be taddayo. I think the same thing applies to chicks. Bw'avaayo n'agenda tolina kuddayo, olina kuddayo kati ng'abakazi kuddayo kutwalayo omusajja bamulabe abawe ebintu bye baagala because byo babyagala, and that's it. Okay, how do you market your home? Martha, obula nnyo naawe. Kiza Tadeo, how are you? Oli bulungi. How do you market your home to your family? Also, how do we market our country to our citizens? Because there is too much pain in this place. And obuzibu obuliwo buli bumu. Some of the pain that is going on, it is caused by other people that should be close to you. Which take it, abantu bewali subide they should make the country better for you. Ate beba later pain. The people that should make living in your home good for you, living in another person's home welcoming, ate beba bifuula very hard. There are so many people that have visited their relatives. Ngembere musazeeko n'akakange nembereke ewa gundi. Bwatuuka ye ewa gundi eyo ate gundi n'amuyisa bubi kati ne neebuuza bw'obanga omuntu oyagala gy'abeere lwaki omuwelkaminga? Because I was watching a video a lady was saying how they interviewed people for IT jobs. And this lady was saying, we were interviewing guys for IT, and for us we wanted an IT technician. But when we got the best IT technician in the house, me as their manager, I realized that I was hiring an IT manager. But then I realized this guy is not just IT. This is a full human being who has a family, who has troubles, who has aspirations. You're not just getting a robot. Clicking buttons of buttons are just clicking, but you have to acknowledge that your he's a full human being, and then you make sure that as a full human being because so how do we market our homes to the people that live there? How do we market our country to the citizens? But the one thing why Ugandans feel bad about their country is failed system. There is no clear assurance that your hard work will pay off. That's a very true thing. I've seen people that don't want to even invest in Uganda anymore. You know, when people continue buying land, that's a clear signal that, you know what, people are buying land because at least storage again agula ka protike naye oli nagamba nze nyina amaanyi sijja kakusasula tojja kuvaawo okyegera akunyigiriza. And this is why you guys have been telling you taka itali lya chapa. Of course nebyapa babijja naye ebyapo bakalekaleko chapa olwana mukko ye ettaka itali lya chapa eri endagaano osobola lyesonyiwe mwe ebitala bitutadde anti gwe buzibu okubeera ku ssimu olubakinga ku bitala omuntu n'abikkula essimu alina muleeni enfu oba mwakulira w'abantu mwe. So guys, how do we market our homes to our families, and how do we market our country to our citizens? Because bana Uganda bagenda ate nkubulira muna Uganda afuluma abatayagala kudda nze nabagamba lwendi fuluma Kampala wano teri byakugamba mbu simanya Pearl of Africa. Nze Pearl of Africa lweni mbuutinga ejja kuba embuuti nze. And I've been telling you nze bwendi fuluma Uganda wano nengenda oba ngenze Canada oba nja kulya kasasiro naye nga sikoze eki sikomye. Right now I still have hope because tugenda tufuna ku bavubuka abagenda bayingira offices ezo. I'm thinking that maybe abavubuka banaakyusa. Omanya abantu abakulu abasinga bali primitive bakyalina eri endowooza y'aba bushmen, naye abavubuka bagenda bayingira bagenda bayinfluencinga ebintu mpola mpola bigende nga bikyuka. Naye obuzibu obuliwo nti n'abavubuka bayingira baagala kubba bubbi okitegeera. Someone was saying that Africa is full of post-colonial leaders. They you know, the colonialists, what they did, colonialists used to take everything they could get out of this country. A colonialist will get gold, a colonialist will get all kinds of minerals. They would take all the money they make from here to their countries. So apparently even our leaders right now baba I think the president was saying Castolia banale kawano send naziteka Uganda simuinako buzibu, because I think he realized that hata abasinga baba fulumya kati ababanga bateeka wano tabayinako nnyo buzibu because at least bateeka wano. Of course it's bad, and of course the president himself recently said yagamba butunakuba buli muri wanguzi ate tunakola nabani kugamba embuze eyitiridde Martha obula nnyo Juma Abaji ine idinga yawedde ebintu byakyuka Mr. Arthur edda twalyanga ne neighbor, but nowadays things really change and it has a lot to do a lot with system kubanga ebintu bya bay. Now how do I market my home nga sibalisa abo neighbor baleke ba neighbor bali ewaabwe neighbor. I'm talking about the people you guys welcome into your homes. There are so many instances where someone has welcomed another person into their home ate namala namuyisa bubi okitegeere namala namulaga nti tamwetaaga namala namulaga nti atamumenya nga ate gwe wamuwelcaminga si eyeereeta gwe wamugamba jangu ate bw'omala n'omulaga nti akumenya. So how do we market our homes to those people that actually live in the homes? Because abantu bangi bagenda kuba bajjeewo olumu nga gwe wennyini oba welcaminze okitegeera. Kati how do you make sure those people continue enjoying living in homes? Football Tribe, good morning. How are you? I think about people who have been chased out of the wetlands to like the country, yet they see others enjoying the wetlands, those people will only think about leaving the country and hate it. Man, until these people were buying land for all those years. All those years, emyaka kati mulimu musajja agambye abaddewo emyaka 18. 18 years yazimbawo ennyumba n'azimbawo ez'abapangisa. There is another man namulebe yabaddewo ne kalina commercial building ng'alinawo kalina, alinawo ennyumba eyiye, alinawo n'ennyumba endala ez'abapangisa. That person tosobola kuŋŋamba nti yeesenza bwesenza muki, nti yeesenza bwesenza mu wetland. Then there is another lady mukadde yagambye nze ewaffe yonna gye banzaala nze siinayo kantu yange byonna byonna mbadde nga neewola mu banka n'enzimba wano. Indeed, what you said is true, Ray, that such a person, I would have thought that bali badde baba compensating at least. Ostegera ne bali badde sente zijja mu ttaka ne bagamba ababaguza mu bukyamu. Okitegeera naye gwe omuntu n'agula n'amalawo emyaka 18 n'ojja n'omenya bumenya n'ogenda. Okitegeera. And then I saw someone that is supposed to be a public relations officer and agamba ate tujja tujja. So but how best do you think they could have handled this situation? How best do you think they could have handled this situation? Yeah. Omeja Moses, Nahurira Tom, Kasumba Mike Mugalu, Eric Chisitu. Yes. Travel Live, look, after me, I'm soon giving up on my wife because of too much uninformed visitors from her family. Bamalagajja. And I think abakyala singa bategeera abantu bewamwe babeere ewaabwe, but you guys, but okujjako kyewandi badde otegeera nti ebiseera ebisinga bwe muzaala abaana famire ya mukyala we yesobola okuyamba abaana bo. Kati fa babadde bamulekwa tukimanyi famire yo terabirira baana bo in case anything happens to you oba nti oyavuwaddemu famire ya mukyala we yerabirira abaana bo. Nze ekyo nkimanye. Look at bamulekwa bonna mu beegendereze. Famire ya maama yerabirira bamulekwa bonna, and I've been in schools bamulekwa gye bali because nze nasomera ku basari, and I will tell you side ya maama yakyalanga, side ya maama yasasulanga fees. So Travel Live Vlog, I would not give up on the wife. I would actually just tell her abeere ne system ekyaza buli muntu nti amale gajja. Of course nkimanyi kikumalako emirimu oyinza oba teweepiica nga bw'olina kwepiica. Okitegeera nkimanyi ye concern esinga obu tojja kuŋŋamba mbuno senga ennyumba ebadde nnene obanga babeereri mu boys quarter tewali complaininze nnyo, naye kati naddala fe abavubuka abalina ennyumba entono okwepiica bakuyingirira genda okulaba bajja naye nga guma kuba famire ya mukyalawo. Nze nkigamba famire ya mukyalawo yesobola okukubeererawo kwagala butayagala, because abantu abo nabo ebiseera ebisinga bakubeererawo because nabo bakimanyi naawe obabeererawo. Era ebiseera abasajja mu abagenda okuwasa abakazi, I will tell you this, wasa omukazi okulaba nga famire ye naye famire ye eri bulungi. Fukulanga nga famire ye eri bulungi because famire y'omukyalo oyo ejja olabirira abaana bo. Tekiri written anywhere, but it's how things are. Bwe biriba. Okitegeera. Ne bwogenda kati nze nali mulekwa, nyina muto wange naye yali mulekwa, nze bazadde bange bafa in 1992, I was 2 years. Nze famire ya taata wange ampuliza ngira jjajja wange yafuba okulaba nga ntwalayokko. Ate nga taata wange teyali bubi naye bo baatunda buli kye baatunda. And that's a story that happens everywhere. So Travel Live Vlog tokoowa. And ne muto wange oyo era naye famire ya mami yerabirira. Era bali abasigala ku side ya taata waabwe bonna tebasobola kusoma kusukka taata waabwe yabaleka. Okitegeera So all the men abawasa famire ya mukazi wo gifeeko nnyo. Okitegeera. So guys, how do we market our homes? And by the Travel Live Vlog, nze manya ekintu kiri kimu nti buli obeera n'abantu ewuwo bangi, abundance happens. Nze simanyi na kumanya ffe twali mu lockdown. neno gwe mulaba noonya jibu uno wano mulabe twali mu lockdown mu lockdown abantu abasinga mwalina abantu bangi ewammwe. If you remember very well, era family zalina abantu abangi n'ebyokulya byabangawo. And if you remember, family zalina nga abantu abatono ate era babanga n'emmere entono. Okitegeera waliwo ebintu ebimu nga Katonda alina engeri gy'abikola. Kambuuze nyabo gye bali olinawo taapu jibu. Guys, kangule wano ku mazzi katono nnyo. Yes, guys, I can so can some comment nasoma. Family, what are your thoughts about someone from Cheyo Dubai to start up a soft drinks depot and buy one tukutuku? She has 25 million shillings. Babuzi zamwe banange. Eche kibuzo katigera taking a headline. Omuntu ali ku Cheyo alina million 25 bayagala kutandika depot yabyo okunywa agule ne katukutuku. What do you guys think? Ata naffe twabwogera bwe tutyo nga tetunnafuluma ne bwe twafuluma ete ya twagala kudda waka. Home is best. Charles, good morning. Ne je twegomba bamala kulwana omusayi ne guyiika n'olwekyo nammwe naffe tulina kulwana teri yanza tulwanirira. Kisitu ng'oli mu ate Kisitu oba kitange tatange baali bamuyita Kisitu ng'olina omutima mulumira ggwanga. Tulwane. Arthur, I asked about tukutuku, how it ends, and I have seen here Mr. Abdul talking about starting a depot. My bro, it's worth an investment. Osanga, I will support you when I start organizing events. Muchiwulide. That's not always true, Arthur. My mom took care of her brother's kids, 2 of them. I also know very many other examples. Good morning, guys. JK Mama is a very special case. Ezo case ntono nyo ataka tugozera because tiwachirimu nzi yachirimu n'abalala abachirimu okitegeera. Amin had put a plan of building houses in good planned environments that then transfer those people in wetlands to those houses. Then they start paying slowly until they own their houses. That would have been a good plan. Why didn't the coming presidents put that housing plan in action? We wouldn't have those people being evicted like they are not Ugandans. Tony chechiriwo. Never saja mwe mwagala amini. Mwagala amini. Baba aliwona boga. But there's a gentleman that I saw you who said Amin wasn't that bad. He was ruthless, but he wasn't bad. yali mukambwe ngera tata makabo abeera omukambwe nga is not a joking subject. He wasn't that mean. Arthur, not my family. My father shifted my mother's family from their home because they had turned hostile on them. But my grandmom, from mom's side, easily tells us we are not her blood. Name what family ngazi di funny. Family ngazi di funny. But of course, then don't overdo it, guys. Abantu bayambira gye bali. I think that's the one thing that I've learned also. Don't be a hero. Right? Don't be a hero. Don't be a hero. I think the change sender by omuntu ayagala okufuka hero bweno yagala omuntu omujje wali omuseewuwo ate ekyo nakyo kibi. Omuntu bwaba yeetaaga buyambi omuyambira gyali. For example, you guys have realized that you can pay school fees for a child ngatali wuwo. Because I've seen so many bad stories of omwana oyo yayita ina school fees nemuleeta nemuteeka ewange nemulabirira nemuweerera ate nankyukira muweererere waabwe abeereyo and then don't expect anything in return. Okitegeera, if you're going to help people bayambire eyo waabwe gye bali ate tobasembeza. I think Tome, I think from what I see from your experience and your dad, I find that if he had helped them from where they were, n'abaleka buli omu n'abeera ewuwe. Me have found that buli omu abeera ewuwe, yamba gw'oyamba naye muyambire ewuwe. Okitegeera nti, for example, if you have the money and someone is struggling with rent, ate tomuleeta wuwo, muwe sente za rent nezimuyambako okutandika. Okitegeera, and then put a limit to it as well. Nkwaddeyo sente zino weetandike, sijja kwongera, so that it's clear that nkuyambyeko luno weetandike naye sijja. Okitegeera, I find that one of the mistakes that people make when they want to help is to get people from wherever they are n'abaleeta wano. Good morning, Mark. All my life I thought nti kenfuluma bwe nti sikomawo, but what's happening now in my country sisobola kutuula butuuzi for the betterment of our grandkids. Ate bantu mwe nga munzizaamu amaanyi, munzizaamu amaanyi kugamba emundu tugize kugombolola tulwane masajja paka butereze eggwanga lyaffe katulwanye tutya. Nga tuvudde mu theory, how do we fight? Tuterezeza tutya ebintu. Anyway guys, how do we market ebyo byonna nga bikyali awo kati? Since you guys are going to come back to your country, how do you plan to make sure that your country is one place that people want to live in? How are you going to market your country to the people that want to stay here, the people that still love it? How are you going to make these people that hate it now? Because kati abasajja b'omu Lubigi banyiivu, bandi bange ensi yaabwe tebagikyaye ne banyiivu nnyo. How do you make sure that obusungu obwo bukendeera? Oli mukwano gwange gwe mbanyumiriza gwe batwalako amasimu ng'ebizibiti agenda okukomawo ng'abanene bagakozesa, ne bamuddizaako ge bamuddiza. Oyo omuntu oyo ogenda mu rehabilitating atya awulire ng'ensi ye temutamye. Okitegeera, Arthur, timing bomb ogenda mukola otya? Ka timing bomb okutule waya badisaminga bomb balina waya gye bakutule beera ya red sala kanemu kanabiri kanamwanyi kale apo nasala bomu neta nekomo nerekera okubala ngeuza seconds 2 o timing bomb ya Arthur yenzi nze mbabulira amazima bwenfuluma sidda kyovola banduddewo ebintu ebyange bya contemplation. Okitegeera, how do you make sure that ababadde bakyaye ensi yaabwe ate baddamu ne bajagala? How do you make sure that abantu ababadde bagambye sijja kudda because mwenno Antonio yagala okudda gye bali abataagala kudda nga ne wali neera tekakataagala kudda? Home is best but ngaasazeewo, but not all homes. Okitegeera, there are people abasalawo ne bakyawa bamaama baabwe ne bataata baabwe n'agamba oyo ne bwali fasiri muziika ne bawogera naye n'agamba sijja, ne bagamba maama we yafudde jangu sijja kumuziika abeereyo mumuteekeyo kaseera agenda. Mwe guys, Tony webale kunze waliwo Abdurahim yababuuza mukwano gwe ayine $2.5 million ayagala kujja Kampala atandike dipo y'ebyokunywa aguleyo ne tukutuku. What do you guys think? Is it a good idea? Nzenge yali akoze kuku yokunywa. Not a depot, of course, but I've done several businesses. Maybe I'm not a very good businessman, but one thing I've discovered is that you need to be passionate about something. Tochitandika butandisi for money. Bumara gatandika business for money, esobola okufrustrating. You need to be passionate about that area that you want to invest in. Nayo sogola cha abantu bare hata nyina millions za 3 njagala gula muruka nkole Uber. Ositegira. Nyina millions zange 3 nkole business. The business has to be something that you are passionate about. Ate bwechibanga you're not passionate about it, it needs to be something that you really understand. It needs to be something that you you know better than anyone else. Ngabo otandika okukikola boti teri yako esimbamu. Neka akati dipo nzenga after this is my thought 25 million is good money, but bozi some business jota tegira zigendera bozi some business jota ari passionate about, because dipo manyinyingi na ene zigaddeo manyinyingi okitegeera. So you need to mukwano go kasita mukwano gwa ino kuba very very careful ngatana kwata sentences zisa mu dipo, because I've seen a lot of videos that are advising people to do depots now. Nzirabye ku TikTok kweziri nti ono gundi yansaba amagezi ne mugamba akole depo kati ye yagala akola million emu buli lunaku. I've seen those videos. And then there's a video I saw of someone. He has been very very inspirational to so many guys, and he's saying depo gwe kwata obsenti bwe butikola depo osirike. What if the depo is not for you? Omanye ebisere bimu omuntu bwakugamba business akamanze nkola bwezi wina kutakugamba zaafirwa kati fe mukatemba tukola ebyo ebivulu olumu ne lukusala nodira ddala ku zero okitegeera naye lwokoze omuntu nalowooza nti bwotyo bwokola buli lunaku. So you must be very very careful nti there are seasons like this now enkuba etonya. This is a wet season. People are cold. Kitegeeza abantu tebanywa byakunywa binyogoga because it's the cold season. Tebanywa nyonga bwe banywa muki mu tebanywa nyonga bwe banywa mu during the dry season. And of course kati omuntu agala okuinvestinga mbyo okunywa ina kwebuuza ekintu kiri kimu. And I'm not trying to be negative. You can definitely invest there n'okola mu sente okitegeera, but you need to understand how the system works. The system is like this. The manufacturer, which is Century Bottling Company, for example, wa Coca-Cola, I never distributor before he has a distributor of Kampala. At the very top is Century Bottling, which is manufactures Coca-Cola, and then there is this other guy, the guys that produce Pepsi. So those guys manufacture drinks, and they have distributors. Each of them has their own distributor. For example, Coca-Cola has a distributor in Kampala, they have a distributor in Mityana, they have a distributor in Wachiso, they have a distributor in Mukono. You get it. So that's how they work. They have distributors. Now after the distributors, the distributors have a job of making sure they have as many depots as possible. So the distributors sell to depots. The distributors have targets. Now the distributors will do anything in their power to make sure that they sell and they hit their targets, or sometimes exceed their targets. Now they exceed their targets through the depots. This is where you're going to be. The distributors are limited. Coca-Cola cannot have more than 2 distributors in Kampala or let's say in central Kampala. Probably Kampala is huge in demand, so they have divisions. Kampala South, Kampala West, Kampala North. So those divisions, in each division there can only be 1 distributor, and 1 distributor cannot cross over into the area of another distributor. That's where that's how distributors make money. The distributors make money because they have independent regions that other people cannot go into. That's not the same with depots. You can open a depot here, and then kuchigegeri je mulengera maso geri hariya omunatekawo depo endala, and no one will touch them. You need to understand that now it's going to be cutthroat competition. We can have more than 10 depots in the same zone. We can have more than 10 depots there, and the distributor will not mind because you buy cash from the distributor. The distributor doesn't give you credit. Yet the distributor can actually get credit from the manufacturer. You get, and then you might also be forced to distribute the drinks on credit sometimes. So you need to understand also the dynamics that come with the depot, which take it before you decide to invest in that. So Starch agambe yavugako egaali ewaabwe eboyogerere kireka Gaza bichi engumi akyalinamu mujja kulwana mujja kulwana naye ati mwabagamba mujja kulwana temuli mu Uganda temumanyi kigenda maaso mwetaaga musooke mukomewo mutubuulire. Arthur, would you advise a young person who has started working to invest their money in land and construction, residential housing, or invest in business? And you know, guys, the issue of whether to start business or build a house is a heated one. But there is no one size fits all. For some people, building a house would be good for you. Yet for other people, starting a business would be good for you. The reason, you guys need to understand why people do the things they do. The reason why some people build houses before starting businesses is because they have started businesses before in Uganda and it failed. Ontegera, the business environment is very tricky. It's very tricky. And you invited, okay, the thought was that once you build your house, at least you have built kati naye abo mulubiji batulaze jero soro zimbe nyumba ino jiberemu emyaka abiri era ne bagimenya. Okitegeera. But the reason why people build houses before starting businesses is simple. Let me get a place to live so that I can risk. In Uganda, the business environment is not as friendly as we want it to be. The business environment is not as friendly as you want it to be. You can start a business today, and tomorrow a new tax is introduced, and that tax puts you under. They don't even prepare you. The tax just comes. You can start a business today, and tomorrow someone more powerful just comes, because there is no regulation of businesses. Like I've said with the depot person, the distributors have rules. The depots have no rules. By the way, Jack, Starch is definition of humble beginnings. Baba yavuga ku gari. And tulekezi the humble beginnings, poor beginnings. When we say humble beginnings, we sugarcoat, not humble. Yatandika muwavu. Yatandika muwavu. Ne Starch ekyebuzibwa wali ovuga gari manyi ga kifuba oba changer. Kuba bwe ba changer era teyali humble beginning. Changer zabanga zabana bapulandiki. Naye bwe bayali manyi ga kifuba ebiyinza n'okuba wagisikira nga bakuwampe. So guys, Joseph Ali, good morning. Business or house, that's a debate that we have had here before, and I've told you it's individual. It's on an individual basis. If you're going to stay in Uganda for a very long time, because a house ties you down to a location. That's the problem. Especially in Uganda, so that's why people stay in their houses. Bobango oli mukozi wa government and they give you transfers everywhere. Put your money in a business. Because abakozi ba government babawa rent allowance and all that, housing allowance. So boli mukozi wa government ne bobo ina sente zizimba tozimba giro binindamu. Paka wono tuka noga kati bachampa transfer. Na ye either way omuntu ozimbe nyumba obere ngo ina wosinzira naddala abasajja naye nga bwobango you are a nomad ng'okyatambula nge Uganda tonnamanyi oba oyagala okubeerayo oba toyagala kubeerayo oyinza okulindako okuzimba no investing in businesses okitegeera. That's and for the guys waliwo abantu abali mu IT, people invest in IT nabanga ebintu alina biri ne bwajalagayo nayo nabisigala bimukolera sente okitegeera nga teyeetaga kubeera nti yazimba ekizimbe ng'ekyo ekirimu abapangisa kimukwatidde wantu wamu okitegeera. Those are things that you can probably consider okitegeera. But all in all, whatever business you want to do for cash flow, kola business gy'omanyi ng'ogitegeera okusinga abalala. Kola business gy'omanyi nti senga bigaana tojja kukaaba. ng'ojja kuddamu osituke oddemu otambule nga Bobi Wine bwe yabagamba. Okitegeera? Jekendooza otegedde Starch teyali Starch teyavuga gaali ffe gye tulowoozeza. Starch yali mu gaali ng'eya gundi Fiki Gaza. Naye laba Starch waba avugako ku gaali ya Fiki Gaza. Toli mwangu. Jeke otegedde. Jeko otegedde. Ebiseera emu ni tulukadde ente ya picture. Kati picture tugirabye yonna. Sereko Starch yayita avuga maanyi ga kifuba. Yali avuga eggaali ng'eya Fiki Gaza nga bakuba eŋŋuumi. Katati anti Starch gira okomewo mangu ewaka. Kubanga bwe mba mugamba mugenda kulwanirira eggwanga lyammwe tukwetaaga. Kayiseza kati gwe Starch olinga bano ba Jack Chan. Aba bad guy yajja abakuba ayitamu bw'ati nze kyali kintwala okuyiga kickboxing. Kyekigenda okuntwala ewo no bodyguard wa Bebe Cool. Mbenga ababbi bwe mbagwamu mbakuba ne badduka. Mbakuba ne bagwa bali nga Jet Li we yalinga abakuba. Ya Donnie ne yasinga kukuba aba bad man. Abakuba ne bagwa wali ne baba ne bayimuka nga badduka buddusi. Nga bamulesa bleeding naye nga kyabakoze. Ekyo kyenjagala naye obuzibu abantu bonna abakola kickboxing ogendayo kutendeka kugamba nkuwa kakuba mu kudduka. Kati olumba obudde bwange ne sente zange banyonoonye byaki nga kati awayambadde helmet akusinga. Starch yali atambulanga mu eggali naye ateri muntu ali mu ggali ya Fiki Gaza nga ali bulungi. Fiki Gaza yeka yali obulungi kubanga ye nannyini ggaali. Abalala bonna bakyetetenkanya. Starch ekitegeeza kubanga kickboxing ng'okuba zino tekeza Van Damme ze bakuba abayaaye ennaku zezo tekeza Van Damme. Bwe ntambula n'omuntu omulala anvaako emabega si kunkuuma nnyo naye twekuuma. Nze nkulembera ntutambula tumagamaga. Nabanyumiza omuyaayi yali atuvaako emabega nga tutambula. Ne muga gwe gundi lwaki oli mabega waffe? Naye n'agamba nange mbatidde. Kati Kampala buli omu atya munne. Ate bw'olaba obuvubuka obutategereka nga butambula buti. Tandika okutambula kati baabali abo si baggaali abo abana abo balaba bavubuka abato lwaki batambula. Lwaki batambula? Abavubuka bana balina kuba ku ssomero balaba. Abasibe bakuba eggaali naye nedda abantu tebayinza banga bakuba eggaali. Abakuba eggaali babeera mu boots. Ezo sando tezikuba tekeezo. Naye lwaki batambulira mu gurupu? Lwaki bali bana? Tukirabye nti abayaayi abakuba tekeza Van Damme batambula bana 5 6 7. Actually ne bwoba otambula ku street n'olaba batudde ebbali w'ekkubo nga baweeraawera. Naye mwe guys temwampadde strategies. How do you market your home to your family? How do we market our country to our people? Muve ku bintu by'okugamba home is best. Home is best when it's good. Home is not just best in theory. How do we market our country to our people? How do we market our homes to our families? Starch twalowoozezza yalinga mu humble beginnings. Starch teyali mu humble beginnings. Nemwe abayayi ba taxi nga balinga abatata. Wa traffic amuyimiriza mu kibuga wakati gaya yiyongerayo bweyongeze mu maaso. Mwe bagaya, how do we market our family, our homes to our families? Ate no by family, not just extended family. Ababa ab'omunda, batabani bo, bawala bo, mukyala wo oba mwami wo. How do you make sure the home is actually a place they want to stay? Fiki Gaza era naye yeetetenkanya naye ate mu bana abatabani batambula nabo be basinga okwetetenkanya okumusinga. Mwe bagayi tumaliza broadcast tuzaida chika ya fame. How do we market our homes to our families and how do we market our country to our citizens? Abantu baffe bana ababulijjo, how do we make sure that they love their country even more? Okitegera nammwe abaagala okudda temudda mbu kiki kirabika babakozeeko emikolo gye muli senga sikubakolako mikolo mwali badde temukomawo nze ekintu kiti kimu ekyantama ebungereza yempewo teri fresh teri tebalina matooke amatooke kati ebyebimu ku bintu byenyiza okumisinga e Kampala ukitege naye nze nabagamba nduddewo naye lwenfuluma sijja kudda nze nabagamba ndina mukuyiga kukanika ntuukeyo kuba kati abo abazungu balaba bo tebalina nnyo byakukanika wadde eno siri makanika naye bwentuuka eri mbazungu sebo mba mmanyi wajja bwati ne mugamba olutaneti ekola bweti ne bweti kati eyinza oba ekoze bweti ne bweti ate ebintu byakanikisa computer. I just plug in the computer, it tells me what is wrong, I find it on Google, I fix it. Ndaba makanika abazungu abo abasinga balaka ba Google bayiga theory ne bata ebisigadde ne babikanikira ku Google balina contacts ez'abaddiira Nissan bwegana nga contactinga Nissan dealership ngemubuulira ekyo kukola kugamba makanika abo abazungu abo tebamanyi nnyo bye bakanika kati nze sebera nange bwengendayo mbeera kafulu okitegeera. But all in all guys, how do we market our homes to our families? How do we market our country to the citizens? Because kyonna kyekiri tetuli bulungi ate sigamba nti tetuli bulungi kuba tuli baavu tetuli bulungi because abantu baffe badduka bagenda, abantu baffe banyiivu, abantu baffe bakaaba kitegeera. You don't want to be in a place where people are not there because they want to be there, but they are there because, well, they have nothing to do. Kitegeera mulabyeko abazadde abakolimira abaana nze yakuzaala. You guys have seen that video mwakalabye kavideo k'omusajja omuzeeyi akolima akramu ne mukyala we. You guys saw that video. Kale TikTok weetayito alibira byeddi ebyo okitegeera. Abaana babadde bayisa bubi bazadde baabwe for a very long time nga tetumanya. Kale obaana abazadde nabo olumu bakiyitiriza muntwale mu ddwaliro guwali okola ki omwana wamuwe miliyoni 10 wazimuwa okitegeera kati omukolimira ate omuzeeyi naye ayinza oba alina byeyakola mutabaniwe okitegeera naye ayinza oba yamukolako emikolo kati nga n'omutabani agamba nze oyo muzeeyi namwesonyiwa okitegeera kati watuukira okugenda alumba edduuka naye omutabani yali kute miliyoni 10 muzeeyi ze yamuwa n'azimuddiza netulaba oba n'amulemerako. But anyway guys, let's conclude the broadcast by telling each other how do we market our homes to our family, and also how do we market our country to the citizens to make sure that they want to be here. How do we do that? Twewe ku magezi naddala mwe abagamba nti kakati mwina gye mulaga no matter what naganze bwe nfuluma mba nfuluma temujja kuddamu kundabako. Okay, kale, we are concluding the broadcast, guys. As we go on for natural air. Katurabe. If you want real street kickboxing, look for some guy called Maguru. He used to be on Kamiri bodyguard and Bobby. Yakuba real jet di kung fu. Maguru ndirambi. Maguru aberawa. Njagala ngina mpeke ku kickboxing oyo wadoni yeno pa. Oyo anti abampa oli kickboxing nkuba ne sound za doni yene cha chu ezo bwezi tunga nazo nzikola nze ndowooza kya makulu okuzimba ennyumba but n'amaka nago gasigala gatwala expenditure. It's better you build a small house and maintain cash flow. Rentals temukyali sente. Uganda is moving towards apartments. Amaka gatwala expenditure ki nze kambabulire nze nazimba ewange nenteekawo tanka amazzi gankuba kati tanka emu yazzeemu nejjula amazzi nkozesa ga tanka amasanyalaze nabagamba nkozesa emitwalo ng'ena ku 5 buli mwezi. Expenditure ki transport antwalayo because ogamba n'amaka nago gasigala gatwala expenditure ki nze ewange nagobawo omuddo wonna nkokoto kati byogenda kungamba nti ate kati tusaawa ate tukola kiteri nkokoto green namugoba kuba green aleeta n'emisota okitegeera. Our Kampala never changes. I think we need to revamp the look of the Kampala or make another capital city. Abasajja bangao ku Serwaniko Plaza. But some of us who grew up in some areas of Kampala, that's the life we at a certain point chose. Rather when we grew up, it's the worst way we can live life. So we change to the better. Oh, Brian Wanyama, good morning. Martha nsereka ina amannyo mukamwa bakubuuza. I still have all my dental formula and the only thing that bothers me is ulcers zokka ebisigadde God saved me naye wakubayo abantu nga bameka starch. Marketing our family, let's just use the little we have to put what our family members want so that they stay happy. A happy family will always love to come back home. Thank you very much. Tuwetaga bawa nnyo tuba wa nnyo nze batabani bange bamanyi okunsaba ice cream naye mbawira w'olukumi ne bali ice cream w'olukumi okitegeera babaana basigala bamanyi balidde ice cream okitegeera biri bye mugula oli ice cream scoop ya 5 ebyo abaana tebabimanya abaana baba ice cream akastaba nga nnyogoga ng'ali mu kkala ng'awooma okitegeera kyoyogera kituufu Ray family yo just make it good. Omwana kati ennaku zino waliwo n'enkoko y'okupima kilo ya gumu 2 gumu 4 osobola n'okugula kwota kati nkugamba abaana bange tebalya enkoko okitegeera enkoko yakupima ebyo nabiraba mu lockdown mwe nayigira nti enkoko bagipima okitegeera enkoko y'okupima ye bagisalawo ku street nepimirako okitegeera tumala kutereeza waka ne tulyoka tumarketinga kituufu. I know that Muzei Kamada, he was very rich and he really invested in his kids. They own land in Wise Mambule Road. Guys, Kamba Sibuli Omni Wandiambi Mugalasi Joshua Mixed Farm to see me Eddie Nathan Antonio Random Things Wabuyi Nelson Mugalasi Joshua Mixed Farm Sereko Starch Travel Live Vlog Ozamo Santu Chiza Tadeo Seguya Ronald Matha Academy Nama Mukono Abaji Football Tribe Sereko Starch Omeja Moses Nahurira Tom Eric Chisitu Kasumba Mike Mugalu Ronald M. Kasendwa VIP Heath Moses Abdurrahim Kasita Charles Sebaduka JK Tony Muyombia Mark yes Jordan Emmanuel Ruyirika Isaac Oyo Savoya Africa Karota Brian Wanyama Avana over Wabalafu. Jackie, you have been abroad for so long. Balafu mulala. Ne eyes balafu we buli obukalubo bira buveda. Osigera ice cream kastabera mukakebe abira ice cream you people. Ate kati jeke tondaga charu tukabo don't show me village jeke. Ice cream kastakaba kakebe bakoni. Oyabira ice cream. Balafu gegali amazi gebagira onabera ice cream Ugandan standards ice cream muve ku ebintu ate na ebintu bya scoop mubiraba just in baina chemical jebongira ate yinzo kubanga teri sinungi for your health ate abatabandi bange bachimanyi from school and home that ice cream is not healthy for you. Ice cream, soda, chips, chicken, that's junk food. The only things that are good for you are at home: water, tea, milk, and normal food. That is junk food. It's not good for you. Mwe bantu bange kamba sibule njabala bolunaku olwencha mwe bali kubeera ko ku broadcast n'abagira bye later on abali mu offices abasobola okukola ku decision mukyuseemu ku bintu maani mukyuseemu ku bintu otherwise starch agenda kuddamu agenda mu training ya kickboxing atabalageko okitegeera kati nange orida ndagidde ngende ewa magulu anjigize kickboxing okitegeera akandawe I know Mr. Arthur kuba nako mu kamiro awo bwovaawo mbunama naye ebyo byali byadda ambona again ebisosi bisobodde bisoma kati toli mu yaddo nze nyenda gende wa magulu anjigize ne ezo sound baziteka mu filimu kutoka nga bukanzi obaddala omuntu wabalwa na sound zijja sound zijja nti olwana owomereza guys mukama bawo mukisa I give you one hand nako era bwovaawo I respect you sacho okyayinamu nno okyayinamu nange ngende noonye magulu nkoyo okubanga nange sikuwa eno newe bakuziika ogulawo ate abantu basigala basasulirawo omusolo ate bwokaddiwa bakutwalamu comp kulabirira home eno ni yabagamba n'omusirusiru abeerawo ate abazadde bwe bali mu kutegekera obukadde bwabwe batandika kolima mwe bagayi jeke mbadde ninze response omaze okungamba ekigambo ekyo kinene mbw abaana mbawa bbalaafu ninze response nga nkugambye ono ice cream ow'omubukebe abeera ice cream tabeera bbalaafu yoli akaluba akabeera akawanvu bwe kati koluma obulumi bwoti ono ice cream sebaba wa bujiiko ninze jeke ninze omala okujja okusazawo kyongambye nti abaana mbawa bbalaafu nsiibule mu mirembe nga sikulinaako mpalana otherwise jeko okuva olwaliro ogenda kubanga tetuli bakinywi ogamba otya nti abaana mbawa bbalaafu mwawula one of these days genda ku kantini wano mbalage bbalaafu eno kantini yaffe wano erina bbalaafu amina jeke nga you are humble but guys mukama abawo omukisa abaana musigaye jeke asazeeza mukyagamba ice cream w'obukebe oyo abeera ice cream ate babawerako n'obujiiko taba bbalaafu waliwo ne buno obuntu babuyita popsicle obutegedde popsicle mubutegedde nze sibitera kubwagala naye batabane bange bo babusaba bubeerako chocolate kungulu naye simanyi oba chocolate waddala oba tebatabula bintu banaye mukama abawo omukisa. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Mwebale kunjagala, mwebale kwagala for the love of cars. Mukama abawo omukisa kamala okwasaganya benkwasaganya week eno olwe yankubidde nga yagala tukole inspection ya kigege ne mugamba siriwo week eno week bintu ane mukama abawo omukisa. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.